Okay, to open items and services, we will be using the company panel here for the items and services, and right click to add a new item. And as we have discussed last time, these are the types of or the classification of the items. You have service, inventory part, inventory assembly, non-inventory part, other charge, subtotal, group, discount, and payment. Now let's add one example in each. So let's start with service. So for example, again, this is just an example. We will have a landscape service. So that's landscape service. And then check this service is used in assemblies or performed by a subcontractor or partner. Okay, and then you will have additional information since this kind of service will be performed by a subcontractor or a partner. On the purchase description field, so it means we will purchase the service and then sell it, of course, at a higher price. On the description field, let us put service charge for landscape services. And then the cost, let us just put 4,000 for the cost. And in our expense portion, okay, we will look for the account cost of service. Let's try to look for this account. If in case it's not found on the account, we can choose, we do not have an account, no? Cost of service. We can create the new account. The name is cost of service. So we can add new and then save and close. As to the sales price, we will sell this at 6,000. And then our income account, this is under service income since we do not have the account service income. So let's add new service income and then save and close. And then click OK. Okay, so you will have one item under service type. The next item, again, right click and then new. Let's add one example for other charge. Other charge, the item name, other charges. Per definition, again, you use for miscellaneous labor, material, or part charges such as delivery charges, setup fee, and service charge. So this is other charges. And in the item, in the description, okay, we will put here delivery cost charge to customers. And then the amount, let's say 500. So that's our delivery charge. And where do we put this account? We can put this as part of our other income. Or this one, shipping and delivery income. And then we can click next instead of OK to add another item. Next item, let's try to add inventory part. Okay, as you can see, if it is inventory part, you will have a lot of fields, no, to fill in. So let's have, for example, this is an item Peewee, or yeah, that item. And then as to the purchase information field, this one, we put in the description like 1 pack potato chips. Okay, and then under the cost, let us say the cost is 10 peso. Ano, let's put it at 15 peso. Okay, and then the cost of goods sold field, as you can see here, automatically, since this is inventory part, the assigned account is cost of goods sold. And then our selling price, let us sell this at 35 pesos. And then in our income account, we will post this as part of our sales, not shipping and delivery income. This is sales. Okay, and as you can see, sa inventory asset or under the asset account, automatically it is posted as part of our inventory asset. So again, this is one example for inventory part. And then I will click OK. So our next example, so we have here service, inventory, other charges. So let's have an item for inventory assembly. Inventory assembly, or let us just skip inventory assembly. Let's have subtotal. Okay, subtotal. So for this one, the subtotal, the item name is also subtotal. And then in our description is same, subtotal. So again, in QuickBooks, subtotal, you use to total all the items above in a form. You can see this in the form up to the last subtotal. This is useful for applying a percentage discount or surcharge to many items. And then we will click next. Now let us add discount. Okay. So for discount, you use to subtract a percentage or fixed amount from a total or subtotal. So if you have a subtotal, maybe you have to add this one, discount. Okay. So basically the name is also discount. And then in the description field, put in 5% discount. 5% discount. Okay. On the amount field, you put here the percentage. So this is 5%. Let's change this item, 5%. So it means you will give a 5% discount based on the subtotal. Okay, let us just indicate here discount 5 para we can identify this is a 5% discount. And then on the account field, it will be posted as sales discount. So far, we do not have an account for sales discount. So let's add new. And then let's create a sales discount account. And then save and close. Click next. So the next item is payment. So payment, you use this to record a partial payment at the time of the sale. It will reduce the amount on the invoice. So partial payment or down payment. So in the item name or item number, we will put partial payment. And then on the description field, same, partial payment. The payment method, it should be cash. Okay. And then As is, we'll just put this as a group with other undeposited funds. So that's part of our cash. And then click next. The next item that we'll be creating is group. So for group item, this is used when the company wants to sell a bundle of items for promo. Like, for example, you would say buy one, take one. Okay. So this is for bundled item. Now, group name for this one, we will assign it as promo. And then on the description field, we will enter a 5% discount on bundled items. Okay. And what are those items that we will include in here? So we will include Peewee. Okay. And then we still have to include one item. Same thing as kani. Same nature as Peewee. We will add new like inventory part. Let's have piatos, for example. Okay. And then just put here the cost is 10 peso. We will sell it at 25. And the income account here is sales. Then click OK. So that we can have a bundled item. So at least we have a two kind of inventory. And then for the quantity, it should be 5 pieces. So if you purchase 5 of piatos and then 5 of Peewee, sorry na, you have to edit this one. Let's change this to subtotal. And then, since this is a bundled item, so we will have subtotal and of course discount of 5%, discount 5. So again, this is a group item. So in your invoice, automatically you will have a subtotal of this one. Like Peewee is 15 per item, so 15 times 5, and then piatos 10 times 5. So in the invoice, you will have a subtotal, and then you will also have a 5% discount automatically. It will be reflected on the invoice. Then let's click OK. So far, we have these items here: service, inventory, other, subtotal, group, discount, as well as payment. Now, let's add another item pertaining to the fixed asset. So again, if you're going to add an item for your fixed asset, you can find that in lists and then fixed asset item. So it is separated because by nature of the fixed asset, you will not sell this item. You use this one for operation, and this is subject for depreciation. So same thing, to add a new fixed asset, right click and then click new. So for example, we will add machinery. So asset name, machinery, and then the asset account. Let's take a look at the asset account if we have a factory equipment account, furniture, accumulated depreciation, land. So since we do not have a factory equipment account, we will just add new. So we click add new. Account name is factory equipment. Factory equipment, and then let's just add this one. And in the purchase description field, okay, we will click new. And then the description is machinery. And on the date, this is quite important because this will be your basis for your depreciation. So we'll just choose the first day of the month, so April 1. The cost of this one, let's say 200,000. So this is our cost, 200,000. And then the asset description, we put in factory equipment. Okay. And finally, we will put the serial number, just a random number, so that we can properly identify this item or the machinery for inventory purposes. And if in case you will have a warranty, you can also put here when the warranty will expire. Just leave it blank for the moment and then click OK. So we have added one line item for fixed asset. So that's factory equipment. Now this time, I want us to add another items, like for inventory, we'll try to add 5. And then for the inventory part, we'll try to add 2. And we'll add promo. So we'll have this sort of recitation. Okay. Okay, so these are the list of inventory part. I have copied this one in the book, The ABCs of QuickBooks. So who will take on the first item, best motherboard? So let's add this item. Best motherboard, the description is model A82 motherboard. The cost is 3,000, then the sales price is 5,200. Again, this is part of the inventory part list. You can unmute your mic. Who will do the recitation for this item? Any volunteer? No one will volunteer? Sige, for example, again, I will have another example for inventory part list. So this is best motherboard. So right click and then new. So this is inventory part. The item name is best motherboard. And the description is model A82 motherboard. And then the cost of the item is 3,000. Then the sales price is 5,200. Sales price 5,200. Income account, we have sales. And then click OK or click next. So the next one is best cooling system. Who will take on this one? Best cooling system. Again, family name. Okay, Aurora. So this will be your second set, Aurora. of recitation, no? Sige. Let's start, Aurora. Again, the item name is Best Cooling System. The description is Best Master Cooler. Please take note of the details, ha? And then the cost is 1,200. Sales price is 2,550. Sige, let's start. Okay, right click. We will use sales. Okay. Okay, thank you, Aurora. So we have here the inventory item, Best Cooling System. Next, the next one, okay, Ugtong. Ugtong, you will have this one item, IMD Processor. So please take note of the details. IMD Processor, IMD Processor i9. The cost is 5,000. Sales price is 8,000. Okay, sige, let's start. Okay. Inventory part. Next. Okay. IMD. Okay, the cost is 5,000. And then your sales price. Okay. Income account. And then, okay, thank you. So I guess this will be your uh second set, no? Of wait, saha, not in dictionary. Just leave it as is. Second set of the recitation. So here is your item, Ugtong. Thank you, Ugtong. How about the next item? Okay, let's have Mercado. Okay, sige. Please take note of the details. Instant printer, instant laser jet printer. The cost is 3,500 and the sales price is 5,000. So shall we start? Okay. Okay. 3,500. Okay. Sales. Okay, we will use sales. And then click OK. Thank you for that. You have here your item. Then the last item for inventory part. I will have canubas. Okay ra, canubas. Canubas. So you will have this item. So please take note of the details. So King RAM 4G, description is the same. The cost is 1,600. Sales price is 3,000. Sige. So let's continue. Okay. Okay. And then, okay, 1,600. And then your sales price. Okay. And then the income account. Okay. Then click OK. So far, those are our inventory item. Okay, let's continue with the service item. Who will take on the first item here? Ibanez? Sige, Ibanez. So I will just call the first one to unmute the mic. Ibanez, let's start. So please take note of the details. Computer reformat. Description is operating system reformat. Ang sales price, the sales price is 400. Okay. Sige, let's start. And then click new. Okay, this is service. Item name. The rate. 400. And then we'll post this in our account. Service income. Okay. Thank you for that, Ibanez. Okay. Thank you. The next item. Sige. Ikong. I will have Ikong. Hello, Ikong. Sige. You have here part replacement. So please take note of the details. Part or parts replacement. Then the description is parts replacement fee. The sales price is 800. Okay, thank you. Sige, let's start. Okay, and then this is service. Item name. How much is the rate? Okay. And again, we'll put this, correct. We'll put this as part of our service income. And then we will click next. Next lang. The next item. Okay, Layos. Sige, Layos. Layos Gomez, I will call you next. Layos, you have this one. Can you unmute your mic? Software installation. So this is your item name, your description, and then the sales price. Okay, shall we now start? Okay. Continue. Service. Okay. Okay. 250 pesos. And still part of a service income. Then I will click OK since we're done with service item. So the next will be a fixed asset item. Okay. So we start with computer 1. Again, who will do this one? Okay, Tagalog. Sige. Tagalog. Sige, go ahead. Please take a look at the details. Computer 1, the asset account is office equipment. And then the purchase description is computer. The cost is 30,000. Then the asset description is office computer. And then the next one, para we will have it one time to get the details. Who will take on computer 2? Uyaw, Uyaw, and then computer 3, Gomez. Sige, Uyaw, you take on computer 2, and then Gomez, you will have this computer 3. So please take note of the details. So computer 2, asset account, office equipment, description is computer, cost is 30,000. Asset description, office computer. And then for Gomez, you have computer 3, asset account is office equipment, purchase description is computer, cost is 30,000, then the asset description is warehouse computer. Okay, we're now good. Sige, Tagalog, let's have the first item, the fixed asset item. Okay, so since this is a fixed asset item, we will have to close this one and we will click lists and then fixed asset item list. Okay, so right click, new. Okay, what is the asset name? Okay, asset account. Let me check if we have an office equipment. No, we did not have an office equipment. So we'll just click add new office equipment. Okay, and then next. Okay, for the date, we'll just use the first day of the month. How much is the cost? 30,000. And then asset description, office computer. Okay, I think this completes the description. So thank you, Tagalog. I'll just click next. Okay, Uyaw, can you unmute your mic for the next item? Okay. 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 Thank you, Uyaw. Okay, the next one, the third item, Gomez, asset name. Next, okay, here it's office equipment. Next, okay, for the date, we'll just use the first day of the month. The cost is 30,000, okay? And then, okay, warehouse computer. Thank you, Gomez. So I think that would conclude our creation of items. I think we do have enough items for the transaction later on. Okay. Now this time, I will introduce the next topic, which is all about the business operation. So we will now be creating purchase order and sales order for the business operation. But the first thing that we're going to do is to journalize an entry for the capital, since we cannot start with our transaction if we will not have money or capital for our transactions. So I have mentioned this to you last time. To add a journal entry, manual journal entry, you click chart of accounts and then right click, and you have here an option, make general journal entries. So these are the kind of entries that you need to encode manually, like your entry for investment or an entry for an adjustment. So for example, let's have our first entry. We will debit cash in bank in BTC. Let's say our initial investment is 1 million. Okay. And then we will credit an equity account. So let's check if we have a equity account here. I guess we only have opening balance or owner's drawing, owner's equity. Let us just use this one, opening balance. Later on, we can rename this one. This account, we can rename this as, let's say, Baladhay Capital, etc. So we have 1 million as our initial investment. And then we will click save and close. Now, if you check on the balances, so we do have a debit, so 1 million for cash in bank and 1 million for our equity. Okay, so we can now start the purchase process. Now, for the purchase process in QuickBooks, we will start with purchase order. So this is the first document that we will draw for the purchase process. Okay, so basically, when you will create a purchase order, this is a business document that authorizes a vendor to deliver the items and services to our company. This document will help us track items that we will receive. But again, when we will add purchase order, since this is still an order, it will not affect any of our general ledger accounts, meaning it will not have an entry in our books, no debit as well as no credit entry. This is just for recording purposes so that we can track the items that we have received. Is it based on our order? So that's the purpose of a purchase order. So when we draft a purchase order, You click on this one. Okay, and then we will look for the vendor. As you can see here, we have here 5 vendors, the one we have created last time. Now, after purchase order, just to illustrate the process, the next thing you do is of course when the supplier or the vendor will deliver to you, you have two options. You could either receive inventory with bill or receive inventory without a bill. Now, if ever you will receive inventory with bill, no need for you to add this one, kaning enter bills against inventory. Automatically, if you will receive inventory with bill, it will increase your inventory at the same time. It will increase your accounts payable. You will have a general ledger posting. You will have an accounting entry that is generated by the system. A debit to an inventory and then a credit to accounts payable. And then the next thing that you will do is you pay your bill here. So this will be another form that will have a accounting related entry. When you pay your bill, the entry would be a debit to your accounts payable and then a credit to our cash. But if ever we will receive inventory without a bill, the pro forma entry that QuickBooks will do is to increase an inventory, but no postings yet with regards the accounts payable. So that is why if we will have receive inventory without a bill, we need first to generate also the document enter bills against inventory so that we can view that in our pay bills. So that's our purchase process. Now, in the event that we will have to pay our expenses, we will not go through this one. Okay? We will go through automatically to enter bills. So we will click enter bills like telephone bills, water bills. Okay? And then after entering the bills, automatically you can view here in the pay bills, those bills that we have entered here, payment of our expenses. Now for the sales process, we will start with sales order. Same thing as purchase order. It will not have an effect in our GL accounts, or it will not give us any posting as to debit or credit of any of our accounts. After sales order, we have create invoices. So the moment we will deliver that to our customer, so we will create now an invoice. It means we're increasing our sales. Yeah, we're also increasing our accounts receivable if we will post this document. And once we have billed our customer, the next thing we do is to collect the payment from the customer. After receiving the payment, we will record that as deposit in the banking section. So that's the process for the sales.